In the days of the Maggid of Mezrich, there was tremendous opposition in the Jewish world to religious Jewish world to the Chassidic movement. And his pupils, the Maggid of Mezrich, was the replacement for the Baal Shem Tov. He was the successor of the Baal Shem Tov, as he had 60 pupils, 70 pupils, and they spread out to different places to bring the ideas of Chassidut to the youth. Which again, the ideas of Chassidut are that God is creating everything and that everything potentially can be holy, and that the Torah, every word of the Torah is inside of us as well. And mainly a tremendous stress on Mashiach and bringing Mashiach. In any case, these novel ideas were not accepted by the standard Jewish way of looking at things. So they went to different places. One of these the Hasidim was Rabbi Shlomo of Karlin. Rabbi Shlomo of Karlin, he was a tremendously holy person, and he knew all the Torah, etc. And he would go to a certain town in the nighttime, where the young people of the town would come out, and they would listen to him speak, and he would speak to them for a few hours. That would give them the ideas of Hasidut and inspire them, and then he would leave. But every time when he would come, they would heat up the mikveh for him. There was a mikveh for women. It was not a standard custom for men to go to the mikveh, only women, and mikvehs were usually cold. There were some people that said that mikveh should not be warmed up. In any case, they would warm up this mikveh for him. How would they warm up the mikveh? They would heat up a big pot of water till it was boiling. Then they would carry it somehow or other. They would carry it to the mikveh. One of them had a key, and quietly, with all the lights would be out, they would go to the mikveh and pour the water, boiling water, into the cold mikveh, and that would at least take away the coldness of the mikveh, warm it up enough. And then the rabbi, when he would arrive an hour later or something, he would immerse himself in the mikveh. This is all in the nighttime, and he would teach them. Well, it so happened that one year, a terrible tragedy occurred, and the boys heated up water. It was a big pot of boiling water, and they went to the mikveh. It had to be done quietly, and all the lights were turned out. It was pitch black, and they carried this. They brought it with a wheelbarrow, or whatever, in the boiling water. And before they poured it in, so one of the boys, they didn't want to say anything to each other. One of the boys decided he wanted to go and see if there was water in the mikveh, which is a pretty foolish thing to do, but nevertheless he did. And the other boys, not knowing that he was there, poured this boiling hot water on him. They poured the boiling hot water on him, and it singed him totally, singed him totally. And they had to bring him to a house to save him, So they brought him to a house, the doctor looked at him, put him on the table. The doctor says it's third-degree burns on the majority of his body, and there's nothing we can do. I can try, pouring cold water on him or something, maybe, but it's not going to work. Meanwhile, Rabbi Shlomo Karlin, he came a little bit early, and he saw that the mikveh was open. One of the boys over there was cleaning up, whatever, and then he noticed something was wrong. And one of the boys saw him and said that we poured boiling water on one of the boys, he's dying. So he ran immediately to the house where the boy was, Rabbi Shlomo Karlin, and he told everybody to stand back, and he took his hand and passed it over the boy's body. And whenever he passed his hand, the flesh healed until they turned the boy over, and he became totally healthy, totally healed. Big miracle. A half a year later, the Shlomo Karlin would come once every year. Once a year. A half a year later, it happened to be the first Rebbe of Chabad. He was the youngest of all the pupils of the Maggid Medrash. He also came to the city, came to this town. It became known by the young people that he was coming, so he came and he spoke to them, and all of them became the Rebbe's, the Chabad Rebbe's followers. They become enchanted by him, and a half a year later, this is 1 year after Shlomo Karlin saved this boy, but a half a year after the Alter Rebbe, the first Rebbe came of Chabad, Shlomo Karlin made his yearly visit, and they warmed up the mikveh for him, and he spoke. but he felt that the boys weren't with him. He felt that somehow or other they weren't his followers anymore. They were listening to what he said. They were very interested, but they weren't, how do you say, devoted to him. So we asked them, what happened? So they said, well, Rabbi Shner Zalman, the one of Chabad, he came here about half a year ago, and we all became Chassidim of his. We all decided to be followers. Rabbi Shlomo Karlin said, I understand it. He's a very holy person. His way of serving God is different from mine. It's more in tune to what your personalities, that's 100%. But you, he pointed to the boy whose life he saved. You saw the big miracles that I did. I saved your life. You saw that I brought God's healing to you. I healed you. The young man said, Rabbi, I love you. We all love you. And we have the greatest respect for you and admiration. But you showed us what God can do for us. And the first Rebbe of Chabad, he showed what we can do for God. That's why we became his followers. Have a good day with Mashiach now.